right, and solving that puzzle, then you're gonna be more likely to get to the end, right?
If I hate puzzles and I just love like the ending so much.
If the ending is enough to push you through, your desires greatly outweigh mine. And go get it, King. You got this.
I was just gonna say
that's
that
not real. I don't think that's real for
scary.
anybody. I don't think they could last that long.
I like puzzle games where they're considering the UX of the person doing the puzzle, but troubleshooting computer problems, they make me so frustrated. I don't mind. I like it when I'm when I asked you guys the question, you gave me some advice of where to go, and now I've got it. I'm like, yeah, cool, it's solved. Like that's nice. It's social interaction. Now it's fixed, and the frustration's over. But when I was first going on there, and it was just like it felt like really bad UX. Like I was just trying to do a thing, and YouTube was giving me a whole bunch of other ones that weren't working, and I was like, it just felt like frustration. But
no, for sure.
And I don't know if I could. I don't know. I think I could be a programmer if I was working closely with other people that were also programmers. But if I was by myself, I would just rage quit. I think
having someone sit next to you for anything is like the best form of learning. It's unfortunate that it's really hard to get in a scenario where you can have like sustained teaching in that way.
I guess like there's free co-working environments and things.
Sustained teaching when you can just like ask Unc a question like today.
I just like force myself upon super.
That's never going to be the same as like having someone sit next to you and like walk you through any problem you might encounter and explain it.
For me, it's really sometimes I just need like some quick questions answered, and like that's usually what these kind of discords are like used for, and that's why I like chilling here. Or maybe I can just soak in some new things, because sometimes like someone will have a problem and I can like observe how they fixed it. I think like most of the times when I've had problems and I needed help, it is in these servers, and I ask for help, and then like usually at some point I'll get help on it, and then or I'll meet people that can help me over time. Like I've met strong like programmers and 3D modelers at this point, so it's kind of like I know where to get help now. But without that, I wouldn't have been able to do it. And this is without anyone sitting next to me. But unless you count like Discord, like literally counts as sitting next to you, then yeah. And that's been helpful. That's what's so helpful. I don't think I would get anywhere without other people, to be honest. Because like programming did not make any sense. Like even like I couldn't read the goddamn like the websites that teach you how to understand what's wrong with your stuff don't make sense to me unless like until you get to a certain point, and now they make sense.
Yeah, and like just like the API, the people are like, go read API, and like API will not make sense to anyone. Shut the fuck up. Right?
Yeah, you have to get to a certain point before all that shit makes sense.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
All right, hold on, I'm gonna try to follow up with the other guy.
Alright, looks like Roblox really does like force you to use their built-in part system.
I don't understand why the collision is like incorrect. Like is it just like I don't understand why it didn't scale with your model. Is it creating its own collisions on it? That might be what's happening.
I think, I don't know, Roblox has like a weird name for it called precise convex decomposition collision.
That's what they throw at kids to like make like Roblox games. That's very interesting. I wonder what that means. And you have different options you can choose from. You should try all of those and see how like they go.
I've tried Hall before. It doesn't really do much.
Yeah, Hole seems terrible. And then the precise one is probably as like close to the model as they can, but as low as poly as possible.
Yeah, I guess so.
Need to test this.
I use AI for more wordy stuff usually, like if I'm discussing an idea or like a design concept, and then also I fed a film script I wrote to a bunch of the AIs, and asked it to turn it into a novella, and that was really helpful. I mean, I still edited the hell out of it after it had spat out a novella, but it was a good, like, shitty first draft for me to edit because I'd never written in that format before.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like don't get it twisted. Like I think that AI is like as a tool is unbelievably useful. I think the problem becomes when people try to have it be a like catch-all solution, right? And that's where it becomes a problem. But I think like I mean when I wrote this, I was like I don't have a story for my game. I'm gonna throw it into ChatGPT, right? It's like all right, cool. Give me like here are some enemies, here's some basic concepts of like how the game works. Give me a story, and I hated it. But this was like several months ago. I was like this is stupid, but it was enough to get my creative juices flowing.
Yeah.
To get to the point where like I was like oh, and then I wrote the story, right?
Yeah.
Like so even if it gives you what you want or not, it's so useful just to like become creative or like get to where you need to be, right?
Sure.
So
It gives you like a scaffolding or like like a shitty first draft, which is kind of the first thing you want when you're making a story is an awful first draft to then be like, what's wrong with this thing, and then fix all of those things, and then it ends up being completely different from what the original thing was. But that can be it can be, especially if you've already got like you said, a few ideas of enemies and concepts that you want to have in it.
I think I use AI mainly for. I think I had to use AI for a long time actually, until like I actually understood what like I could edit the AI's programming that it would shoot at me, and then like I kind of understood what it was doing. But like it took a long time to learn with AI on how to actually write some of the code myself, and sometimes I still like see myself going there if I can't find stuff in the documents properly, because it kind of understands what I'm saying more than what Google understands what I'm saying. If I need help, like. That happens. Like I've even found like YouTube videos easier, because like I'll be like, Fedora guy, old classic video, interview, and like ChatGPT will find it. But like if I search that on YouTube, it doesn't find the video. It seems pretty good at understanding. So like AI can have, there is some like benefits to AI. I do think it's like, what Xland said, like just don't rely on it as like as your fundamental, and like you'll be okay probably.
I think if I was programming, I'd be
Emails.
using it a lot.
For emails, that's fucked. It's like
Yeah.
I actually use it for like responding to my mom.
now that's fucked. You have the audacity to call what you said fuck. That's messed up.
Yeah, no, I was just joking.
Yeah, for Mother's Day, I just edit out all the hyphens so she can't tell.
Yeah.
Whenever I tell my daughter to go to bed, I just tell ChatGPT to tell her.
Yeah.
ChatGPT, write me a bedtime story.
Write me a bedtime story.
I don't want to.
I don't wanna. Ah, damn it! Neither do I. Here we are, ChatGPT, with our dicks in our hands and no bedtime story.
Yep.
I don't want to write that shit. I hope this email finds you well.
I hope this
And, like, whatever. I don't got time for that.
I know you meant for your email, but I thought you meant that for my child's bedtime story. And I hope this bedtime story finds you well. Oh, that shit's good, dude. That's
You
Oh.
don't edit it at all, so there's just like a whole bunch of unwarranted like bullet points and like check marks because it does all these ordered lists now. So it's like pros of this fucking bedtime story is you'll go to sleep and I'll get an hour of my time back.
exactly.
Cons.
Cons, but do. Arg.
I like the memes where it says, "I hope this email finds you well," and then it says how the email finds me, and then it's just a picture of something, someone in X Y
How
Z.
the email finds me.
It's usually, I don't know, like SpongeBob in a state of disrepair or something.
Dumb, stupid shithead head. I hate this room. This room sucks.
I think the next thing I want to make, I was having an idea for like a personal wingsuit, like a hot air balloon, personal flight suit. So I was thinking like, because like a hot air balloon, they're massive, but they also have to carry a basket and 3 people and like a machine that shoots fire into it. But I feel like if you had like an electric generator and a single person and like a wingsuit, you could probably put like a handful of like way much smaller air sacs. And I looked up
like in
on
real life.
yeah, like in real life. I was looking it up online, and there just doesn't seem to be any, not even concept art around that idea, like online, or at least. I mean, I'm sure if we
Like a
have
wingsuit with like a jetpack.
No, no. So like, it's basically a hot air balloon for one person, but it's like made into a suit. But then
okay.
you could also have some kind of gliding mechanisms as well. But the hot air is for the upward, is for the lift. But then you can use glide for the forward trajectory.
How would you glide with a hot air balloon if it's like a balloon shape?
Well, you would, yeah. I mean, that's these are the challenges. But I imagine, no. I
Those are
imagine
the
like
challenges, man.
That
But
sounds
like
like an engineer problem,
like
not a
a par-
me
no, like a
idea
par-
guy problem.
no, like a para. You could have like a paraglider that's got hot, that's got hot air. Yeah, basically hot paraglider shape, but it's also got hot air sacs inside the paraglider. Maybe it's kind of something I'm imagining. But
You keep
It's just
saying
a
hot
one?
air sacs, and it sounds really close to something else, and I have to like correct what I'm hearing as you say it.
yeah, hot air sacs.
Hot air. Okay, this is the invention.
Yeah, well,
mean,
I'm
part
just
of it.
imagining. Well, initially when I thought about it, I was thinking about
Oh.
how would nanobots like make you fly, and I was thinking, okay, you'd make like a. Imagining every road would have like a stream of nanobots in the gutters, and they would and you'd basically have like Green Lantern powers where you'd be able to think of something and it would just manifest. And
How many technologies are you gonna incorporate?
I don't know. Like no,
air
I'm just saying that's
travel?
where the idea came from. Is there was a
It
stream
like
of
has like a
thought.
satellite on it, and maybe like there's a chef. There's like it like
Yeah.
washes your dishes, and like maybe there's a laptop.
I mean, yeah,
First
all
of
of
all,
that stuff
we
would.
need nanobots. We need Green Lantern shit. We need balloons, and we need hot air
Nano
sacs.
sun.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's where the idea came from in my head.
It's
There was a
solar
stream of
paneled.
consciousness. Because
You put a solar panel on top of it, like infinite energy.
yeah.
You get closer to the sun, and it gives you more
No, but I-
energy.
but I
More
mean,
If
like-
it gets cloudy, you shouldn't have been so fucking stupid.
True, you could
Yeah,
use
that's
solar
true.
power panels on top to kind of power it, or you could just have tethers of like nanotubule tethers that kind of just hook up to the mains. That's what I was.
Yeah, why
imagining.
not?
Just
Why
like
not?
tethers that like I don't know. I was have you ever seen what do you call it? Big Hero 6, kind of like just one of those like that kind
Yeah.
of nanobots that do everything kind of thing.
Yeah. Those things are great.
Yeah, like I don't think we're not too potentially far away from that kind of thing. So that's what I'm imagining.
I want those.
Because they'd just be able to kind of put construct themselves into these sack like things, and then connect to the mains, and then be able to pump it full of hot air, and you'll be able to just launch yourself up. And this would be
I
like for
think
public
we are
use.
far from that.
Yeah, no,
I
we're a
don't
little way
know.
away,
Couple-
but let's say a
Little
couple of decades,
ways.
Just
Couple
a
of-
smidge.
couple of decades, but yeah.
I believe in it right now. We could have that right now, bro. If you
Yeah.
invented it right now, we could have it right now.
You could have a version of it right now for sure. But anyway, I was just thinking it'd be a fun thing to do for like some 3D modeling project, or slash. I mean, ask AI to whatever it would work.
Oh,
do
ask
both.
AI to do it for you.
Do both. Do a bit of
Yeah,
both.
make me some nanobots.
Yeah, quick up nanobot with wingsuit paraglider.
I use
Also,
Dreams. I mean,
file a patent for me.
I've made blimps and Dreams on PlayStation. If you want to check that out, it's on my Instagram, which is attached to my.
Yeah, I'll check it out really quick.
Yeah, I've got some blimps.
I'm not logged
stuff
in.
there.
Is it gonna let me see it?
Well, you can
I
just
don't like
type if you
having an
want. You can
account.
type in Jonathan Hobman on. Whatever's faster.
Oh, I see. You're like a wing. You're not a wing guy. You're like a sky pirate.
Oh, I
dude.
dream about flying. Every time I fall asleep, I dream about flying.
That's crazy.
I'm always flying in my dreams.
Like you're not crazy, but that's such a cool little neat thing about you, buddy. I guess I don't know what to say. I don't know what to. That's, is that real?
I've always flown in my dreams.
That's pretty cool. I like-
Is your
don't-
password for all your stuff? I really, really want to fly.
No, it's
Are
usually
you
just the
changing
name
your
of the.
passwords right now?
It's usually
There's
just
another
the
really in
name.
there.
It's usually
Go
just
ahead,
the
sorry.
name of the what do you call it? The website with a secret number code at the end. And so if you figured that out, then you just better it's usual. You know, it would work across most of the websites.
I really want to fly 8008.
Oh no, you did it.
Boob.
Can I get feedback on something really quick?
Sure.
I have a question. Do you think this makes sense, or do you think that this wouldn't make sense, or do you think I'm being too anal? So, for those who haven't been watching, when your character dies, it turns into this little meat chunk man. Um, and you can throw him around and stuff, right? But I'm trying to think of more interesting ways to interact with him than just him being small and like being able to throw in different locations, stuff like that, and survive in different locations. Do you think it would make sense that if he was under the water, he would start to drown?
I see. Is he breathing?
So that's the big thing, is that there is another puzzle with gas, and he is unaffected by the gas.
Because he's breathing under it?
That wasn't the idea. Just the idea, I don't know. Because the idea would be like, is he waterlogged versus, like, if he doesn't have to breathe, can he become waterlogged? Right? Does that make sense mechanically? And
Yeah, he's soggy meat.
Yeah, that's what I'm
He's
saying.
porous. I think your concept is so outlandish that you can literally do whatever you want for the game mechanics.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would agree. What is that thing?
But
That
you wouldn't be like, there would be no situation where it's like, okay, I can walk around in gas just fine, but God forbid I get a little soggy. That doesn't seem like outlandish from a player perspective.
no.
No, they're already like they have suspension of disbelief just by the fact that they have to like operate with this meat cloth like cluster or whatever with eyes. Like you can do it like pick and choose as you go. Like this absolutely not. This is fine though. Like
I mean, it's a.
Good.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a meat club. Like you can whatever properties you want it to have, it can have. Or it doesn't. These meat clubs don't care about gas, but they do care about water. That's fine. Whatever. Like that's the logic. That's the logic.
Makes sense. All right. Well, I appreciate that feedback, because it's one of those things where I'm like at the stage where like I'm getting close to playtest, and I want to make sure that the not playtest, quote unquote, but like handing it off to a few close friends to like get feedback, right? And I don't want the meat chunk to just be, what can he do? What you see, he is a little guy, and that's it, right? Like, so.
Yeah.
can you talk at all?
Can he talk? Eventually, I want to implement like potentially in-game like microphones, potentially. But since it's only 2-player, I'm hesitant to do it, right? Because I feel like the players communicating once they're separated should be a part of the experience. You know what I mean?
So it's a player character?
Yeah. So so when this is a what's it? Like it's like I am like it's 2-player. Like you're watching online like 2 players. When this player dies, I'm controlling the meat slick right now, right? Like this is a player. Like this is what you become when you die.
Are there NPCs?
Not current. Well, I mean, there are enemies. So, like, there's this big pig man in the other room. But
Okay.
so there are enemies and stuff. But
I feel like if there's any kind of storytelling devices or narration, it would be really funny to have like some sort of narrator, like Portal style, because you mentioned Portal before, like referencing the properties of the meat, just like in kind of a slapstick way.
yes, I actually have like a scientist character I plan to implement at some point that you like collect CDs and stuff that will play kind of similar to Bioshock-ish, right? And that will definitely give some additional information for like the lore and potentially some gameplay stuff. So that's actually a very good idea. I was thinking of it for lore, but I didn't think of it for like gameplay. So.
Well, cassette tapes are kind of like retroactive, right? Like they're fragments, but I was referring more to like real-time present narrator feedback.
Oh no! I don't think I'm.
Kind of like the radio in Bioshock. He does talk to you about stuff that you just found or stuff you should do.
Yeah. Okay, no, that's not what I was thinking of. But yeah, I'll have to put that in consideration, because that's not something I had considered. Because I was thinking of it being like very isolated for like the setting, and like mostly it's just you and the other player, right? But that's not something I had considered.
You do it however you think is best for your game, but
yeah,
the idea never hurts.
100%. Yeah, I always say that I'm always welcome to feedback and ideas as long as it's understood that those ideas won't necessarily get implemented or might not work for the game. So. Unless
Can you like a statue of myself in there, please?
Ricky?
Can you take that into consideration?
It's gone under consideration.
Alright, great. Thank you.
Like really far under. Like I'm currently digging it under the ground now. All right.
Okay.
The dirt's on top of it.
Okay.
All right, we're good.
And what?
Ricky?
It's gone?
It's not. I know where it's at. It's right there. It's under the ground.
Let's go!
Alright, but legit though, I gotta get going. I need to go do some stuff.
Alright.
Stuff. But it was great talking to you guys.
It's looking good. I like the gas and the water and shit. That's good.
I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you so much. Like I said, I'm hesitant on implementing features that at this point that will just get nixed eventually because I find myself adding more and more and more and more stuff, and eventually I have to stop. So, but you guys have a good rest of your day. Good luck on your projects, and
You too, man.
Bye.
Late. Bro, that was totally slimesicle, man. It had to be.
I don't know who that is.
I barely know who that is. I seen him in like one podcast with another guy once.
You think it's actually him or just convincing double voice?
I don't know, man. It is like a similar sounds.
If he has YouTube, you can go find his channel. Uncover him.
Or expose him on the server. No, I wouldn't do such things. Is that guy using ZBrush for Roblox?
ChatGPT just pumped this out. It's not too bad.
I think it is ZBrush. Is it good?
ZBrush is like I think you should learn more about Blender because it can kind of do similar things already. It's basically like a lot of like remeshing and then sculpting, which you can do in Blender.
Yeah.
Who's using ZBrush?
He's like Super Dog's looking at like how to sculpt something for Roblox specifically. But there was a tutorial that came up and it was some dude working in ZBrush. It was like how to use ZBrush for Roblox. Yeah, sometimes you do, man.
I know their engine is like robust enough to make like more high fidelity games, but it's like kind of overkill.
It has its quirks, and right now I'm having to deal with one of those quirks.
Right, it's like the collisions is having a quirk.
Yeah, I cannot.
Did that add-on not work that you had earlier?
All that does is show me. It just shows me the bed potions. It doesn't actually fix it.
Or does it show you them? I thought it would like help you like make it better because like it looks like you like re-topologized it. Okay, you should go back to that like help section because I think the first thing had a solution and it was pretty good.
What I look for in a 3D modeling software is good kit bashing, like being able to collage and cut up other models and clump them together.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how good ZBrush is at that. Maybe it is good, I don't know. I've never tried using it for that. It can?
Yep.
Okay.
And I would say like Blender's better at it though, but ZBrush can.
I've only ever gotten good at dreams, like that's what all my, what do you call it? My models on my Instagram are using dreams.
Is it VR?
Yeah. You can use with VR with it. And it's motion control.
Yeah, I've seen that. I love the VR sculpting. It just feels right.
Yeah, for sure.
It feels so right. Especially with the kit bashing in VR, dude, it feels so good.
Yeah, it's true.
Like if you showed an actual traditional sculptor VR sculpting, he would be so mad. Like this is not right.
Wait, you mean like a sculpt? You mean like a sculptor? I reckon like a proper like a physical sculptor would. It would feel more right for a physical sculptor. Because they'd be able to move their arms in the same way.
I feel like they'd be disgusted. Like the lack of material feeling, like this isn't right.
But that, I mean, that compared to like someone that's just like typing in parameters and stuff.
Well, what what got you on the section of Roblox sculpting script instead of like fix my collision script or something?
I don't think there's any fix for it.
You really don't think so?
Yeah.
So no matter what you import, it's gonna have bad collisions.
At least when I scale it up to the size of terrain, yeah.
What if you scale it before you put it into Roblox,
Roblox scales it back down.
and then you scale it back up and it's fucked?
The only thing I can maybe do to fix it is import my stuff into 2 halves.
Is there like, maybe there's a way to export that? What file type are you using to export with?
OBJ.
Can you do an FBX or a GLTF?
I do not.
Probably GLTF.
What is GLT?
It's the best one.
Oh,
I've never heard that before.
Really?
Yeah,
That's like the normal, the what everyone uses type beat.
I don't think that's true at all, but
Mhm.
I don't believe you. I'm actually just gonna dig in. I don't believe you at all.
Yeah, I mean, you should like start using it, dude. You're gonna love it.
Sounds fake.
Yeah, GLTF. Sometimes these help files that you're finding are pretty funny. It's the very bottom one.
Yeah, there's no words to describe a hot air balloon suit that doesn't give you the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to explain. Like, it'll give you what people wear in a hot air balloon, if you know what I'm saying, as opposed to a suit that's like has a hot air pockets as part of the design.
what?
Like,
What does that do?
I need sacks of hot air to generate lift
Where is everything?
for an individual
Oh,
as part of their clothing.
the decal's gone. My decal of my world map is gone. Oh, there it is.
The bloody grass. What is that?
It's mud.
It's meat.
Meat. It could be meat.
That's the surface of a basketball close up.
I mean, on the bright side, no, it seems like no one's had this idea before, which is outrageous. I'm on Pinterest now and just nothing is coming up.
Be here.
So it doesn't take GLTF?
Does not.
It does, so it takes FPX and OBJ, and you tried both of those already?
I've not tried FBX.
Yeah.
I doubt it'd be any better. Might even try that. It's gonna be too big.
What are you
Isn't that
trying
the one
to
with
do?
like 4 million faces?
Probably.
Yeah, that's all. His collisions are fucked when he imports something into Roblox Studio. So I think it takes like, it has like a, I don't know, I think it creates a collision instead of like using the meshes polygons or something, like it automates a collision for it.
If your mesh is like 4 million polygons or something, I think most collisions probably have a cap, especially if it's like a convex collision generator. Like
That's
Unity.
this island that he's opening. Like, not all of his assets are like 4 million. It's just this one's goofy.
I'm just
It
gonna.
was like someone made this like yesterday.
Again.
Unity caps out like 65K for like a
That's
collision
a
mesh.
lot. Why would anyone need that many? That's a lot.
Oh, so you're not supposed to go to the limit. It's just like it has to be a limit somewhere.
Those things you're deleting are like things your Roblox Studio has made to like save the data.
Oh.
Oh, those are Ableton live clips. Never mind.
Before they were not.
damn it. Again. Now that I know how much computers could freeze up and crash, and before I until I started messing with models. Everyone's gotta learn sometime.
I might just try Blender.
Blender's cool.
Yeah, I've got Blender installed. I haven't really used it much, but
Somebody who just learned how to use Blender could probably teach you how to use Blender.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Super just learned. Super's having a hard time getting his images into Roblox.
I thought I'd already had it installed. Oh no, it is installed. Good. Good.
So did you develop Grim Nights in the Garden?
Yeah, that's my game. That's my game.
That's pretty lit, dude.
Thanks, man. That's what I'm working on right now.
How far until it's like done?
Done? I need to get like publisher funding. I'm just trying to get a demo done.
You're one of those kind of people.
Yeah. I don't know what that means, but yeah, probably.
I've met many of you. Wow. Why? Why do you want that?
Because I don't think I can do another like couple of years of development out of pocket.
Okay. Do you have a wish list yet?
Yeah, I do. Got about 3,600.
How do you like form wish lists?
I'll let you know when I figure it out. I got most of my wish list from one TikTok that went a little viral. Sometimes I'll post in like a few places, and like if the post does well, I've got a few hundred from like a couple Reddit posts. But that's it.
Okay.
I haven't tried ad spend yet, but I'm curious to see how that goes.
I heard it's awful.
I've heard mixed bags. I've heard people working on their games and like trying to get to like a wish list breakpoint, and like they started paying for ads, and it did get them onto the up and coming, which was their goal. They spent about, I think they spent like almost $5,000 US on ads, and they got like 5,000 wish lists. Which helped them get on popular up and coming, which probably contributed to like a lot of their sales. It's kind of like a put money in, hopefully get money back type deal.
Have you thought about like putting money at content creators?
Yeah, I've heard mixed bags on that too. Like sometimes it does nothing, sometimes it's like it does a little bit.
Is one of the shorts on your YouTube channel the one that actually went viral on TikTok, but didn't go viral on YouTube?
Oh, I posted some stuff on Instagram that did like nothing, but did go viral on TikTok. It's like content doesn't seem to cross over too well all the time.
No, it doesn't.
It's kind of annoying because I like to use audio for TikTok, and can't really use the same audio like music across like the platforms. So you think it would save you some time being able to post the same video everywhere, but you actually have to like strip it down and repost it. It's pretty annoying. Oh, you're cutting out.
That's weird. My connection is good.
You're clear now.
Anyways, I said maybe if I try this with a lower poly thing, it will actually allocate resources better.
Perhaps, yeah. You can clean up some polygons on it and make it better.
Yikes.
What's your inspiration? Like Diablo?
Heard it's kind of like a cute Diablo. A bunch of stuff. I didn't really pick one game and be like, I want to make something like that. But I did take like little things from like many different games and be like, should be kind of like this and kind of like that. Zelda inspiration, Elden Ring, bunch of little indie games like Tunic and what's the other one? Hyperlight Drifter a little bit.
Planar word for this.
What do you think about like Hyperlight Breaker?
Hyperlight Breaker.
I haven't played it, so I don't want to give it a bad shake. But like, I looked at some of the trailers for it, and I feel like it has completely lost any of the like vibes or mystique from the very first game. Like I see like the trailer, and it kind of just looks like the same type of trailer that like Fortnite has, and I don't mind Fortnite as a game, but it just looks very like, like call to action, play with your friends, like go through the roguelite shit, get loot. I'm just like, this is not even the same vein as like the first game, which was like mysterious, very atmospheric pixel art in like a forgotten world.
I just realized what you said. Like a second ago, you said the gameplay trailer looks like the Fortnite gameplay trailer, and I just realized that like that means there's a Fortnite gameplay trailer, and not everyone on this planet knows what that game is. And that kind of like blew my mind.
Their style of like showing the gameplay. I don't know if there's like one trailer I could point out, but it feels like that type of style of like.
Oh, okay, the art style and the way they're like showing it, I guess.
Yeah, it's like very. We're gonna show like 3 characters running at the camera and like showing them like opening a chest.
Okay, like, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's like cheesy. Okay.
Yeah, B-roll
Marvel.
environments. Be like explore the world. I'm like, for fuck's sakes, man, shut the fuck up. I get it.
Okay, I see. I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I agree, but like I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I disagree either, though. You know what I mean? But I see it.
Somehow
Maybe
it's worse.
a fine game.
It was actually better when I had a bunch of unnecessary triangles.
Was it? Look at the algorithm it uses to like make the.
How do you?
Make it like it's weird.
Is there any embo like Blender assets that you can just kind of chuck in there? Or...
I'm just gonna subdivide this to hell for no reason.
You're talking about like for kit bashing?
Yeah.
You'll just have to go find like kit bash kits like you normally would.
I mean, I've only used it on Dreams, and they just have that in the.
Oh, so they already had like kits for you to use?
Yeah. Well, it's an open source database of assets.
Go stink. Go ahead and don't go stink them. Go steal them.
How? Where do I go?
I don't know. Wherever Dreams would store them. Probably
No,
GitHub maybe,
no,
or like.
Dreams is PlayStation exclusive.
But so it's not open source.
Only for PlayStation.
Is that what you're saying?
Only for other PlayStation users. It's a.
Oh, okay.
It's a PlayStation
Oopsies.
exclusive program. But how do I do it on Blender?
Oopsies, 2 million vertices.
I just look up free kit bash kits,
On
and
Google
then
Images.
yeah, that's like the way to go.
Free kit bash kits.
Yeah, and like start scouring all of the internet. You could probably like use ChatGPT to do like a deep search for you and find a bunch of links.
Any kit bash kit if you try.
How do I subdivide without actually changing the shape?
You gotta turn off like any kind of Catmull Clark smoothing to like linear smoothing.
Okay. Oh, strange lands, eh?
Make sure to only smooth one level at a time. You're gonna brick the whole thing.
Some blumpy shit.
No, I have faith this time. So that means it won't brick.
I think your like building and your island should be exported separately.
Oh, this isn't free. Okay.
There can be sub-objects in a object group.
Yeah, I don't know if Blender's like, or not Blender, Roblox is happy with them being together though. because like it will like create weird collision with the house on it top for some reason.
Oh, if it treats one object as like the basis for all the collision, that's very strange. But
Right. So maybe
adjust for
export the
the
house
tool
and
you
the
have.
island.
If I like hide something, will it like not export?
When you go to your export settings, you can choose like visible or non-visible objects to export. So like when when you're about to export, you right now, you go file export.
Goddamn, 404.
All right. There we go. Now we're subdividing without shape changing.
We're in business now.
What are n-gons? Why think I hate
It's-
n-gons so much?
And
I hate N-gons too.
They're polygons with more than 4 sides, I believe, and they're bad because like they don't kind of give an accurate representation of the mesh, and they need to be triangulated anyway.
Oh yeah, so like every single time you import a mesh into a game engine, it becomes triangles. That's like a thing to know.
Yeah.
All right.
So if you
see if I-
triangulate it before, it doesn't make any sense.
see if I shove this mess into
Sometimes it
Roblox,
makes sense, but
if
no.
Roblox will like it.
Yeah, so file export, and then whatever file type you've been using that you like.
I just can't imagine what you're doing is possibly going to become better by subdividing it. I'm like curious what that's supposed to help.
I like EFBX better.
And then on the top right, or like on the right side, where it says selected objects, visible objects, active collection, you'll just do visible objects. Yeah, limit to visible objects, right next to your mouse. Up,
Am I insane?
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that will only export the collection and the plane.
Maybe I should have got rid of.
Well, let's see what it does.
Yeah, I could stay.
You're about to have like the best terrain in any Roblox server ever, dude. With how much work you put into this.
Yeah, I intend to do that for the whole map.
Yep.
Which
Well, once you get it done, you got it done.
which file
You have a way to do it.
should I download? It says strawberry blend, strawberry strawberry underscore fbx.fbx. What should I do?
So blend file is like Blender's
just the
save
blend?
file.
Okay, so
That's
I
like
just
the
go-
actual like project file.
So I should go dot
Alright.
blend or not?
You can, and then but I'll just let you know what each one is so you understand like what you're doing.
Right.
Because like
I just want the object, I guess. So do I want underscore object dot mtl?
I would download both and then open them, see if they're any different.
One significantly more. I guess.
MTL? It's just I think that's like material metadata. You probably want that, or you're probably gonna open a scene with like a bunch of pink stuff.
Alright.
So all three.
File import. Computer says no. No, where do I go now? External data. No. Unpack linked libraries.
Alright, can I time to see what this looks like? Uh-oh.
That look different, dude.
Yeah, it looks a little different.
How do I?
Collision fidelity box.
Oops.
Oh gods. Now what do I do?
Well, that's better.
Wait, run on
Thanks.
it and see if you float.
You know, how do I? What do I? What? I'm in import. What should I do from import?
You can just drag a .blend file onto your Blender scene.
Oh
I
yeah.
have to disable that plugin.
Downloads.
Pretty sure I'm gonna float.
Kind of floating,
here.
kind of not.
But maybe over
You're
here.
floating. You're floating.
Yep.
You're
There
floating.
it is.
Why? Was there even collision right there? This doesn't even make sense. You're like floating way off the island, and I don't think there was collision there.
Is the box?
There
included?
is. Wait, build it again?
Huh?
Wait, show me the collision again. Why is it not even close to like the island?
Probably trying to make a convex hull.
Oh, it's taking so long.
Yeah, it's just really bad at concave shapes, I guess.
All collision solutions don't like concave shapes. It is you who is wrong.
He's actually right. It likes more like primitive shapes. But I don't understand why this doesn't work at all though. Like this is scuffed.
Well, if
Yeah.
you go on top of it, it probably works.
Well, when he's on top of it, he starts flying.
I'm pretty sure these like that little inset on the island is gonna like it's too concave. It's just gonna like try to like gap across that.
How do
Yeah,
I-
that's okay, because he has another separate piece that goes on top. Like, you're not supposed to, like, go, like, I don't know, like, I don't know, the island, dude, show him you're floating, dude. Near the island. See, like, it's normal here, but if he, like, walks over here, it, like, didn't build over here the right way. And that's, like, just right there.
How do I move
Like, it
this?
missed that whole section.
How do I move this motherfucker?
It's like a random placing it.
The worst part is most of the other spots, it did pretty well.
I
Not
I say
there.
put like a lighthouse right there and like don't let players go there then. That's a fix.
How do I move this thing? How do I clone it? Idiot.
You think like Control D or Shift D or something to duplicate?
Ah, good, good. Thank you. And then how do I move it up and down?
You gotta use like the move tool, which should be like on the left if you're in edit mode or object mode.
Shortcut Shift Spacebar. Okay, good to know. Or G. Shift G, is it? No. You just press G. Oh, yeah, you press G. Good, good. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way I can make Roblox, like, I don't think there's any way I can make Blender terrain work.
Okay.
What if you don't triangulate it before you throw it in there?
I'm gonna use these strawberries as
Not even when it was like this, it
hot
didn't
air
work.
balloons. For now.
Is that like building spot, like the one where the building sits on? Is that like a hole?
Yeah, beneath it's a hole.
You should probably try to like fill in the bottom of this and fill in the hole. It
That could
might
work.
not work, but it is like probably a step in the right direction.
Nah, I think Roblox's shit's just that bad.
Yeah, I think Dreams for first time users, the UX is second to none. I think for a 3D
Dude,
modeling.
Blender might have one of the worst UIs and or like user experiences for new people on this planet.
Oh yeah.
So like it's like I don't know much else that's been worse than Blender.
You say that, yeah, you're like questioning why I was running away from it.
No, I understand why. No. Trust me, I had to go through the same process of learning it. It was really hard.
I think
Zebra
I
should
didn't
by
have
far
somebody
the
helping
worst.
me though.
I'm gonna be honest, I thought it was gonna be worse, but like, I'm doing this after like 3 days of Blender.
That's true.
I think in the age of
But you just
AI,
needed somebody to show you like the basics though, and like I didn't have that, so it's like it helps a lot.
It does.
I think in the age of AI, Dreams would be a really useful 3D modeling software. Because I mean, even though there's no official way to export, you can, I think, sculpt things a lot faster and more intuitively, and then just sort of like take lots of screenshots and then give it to an AI to then export or to as a prompt to make other things.
Hmm.
That didn't work. I have an idea.
Oh gods.
Oh yeah, you have that like
Press.
one thing that you do, right? It's like linked or something.
Nah, that's not gonna work.
Oh, it didn't work on that one. It only works when there's like a face. Yeah, try that. You should do the linked. Edge loops?
I don't even know what an edge loop is, but it sounded right.
Oh boy.
Oh my god.
You don't have any edge loops.
It is true. He does not have any edge loops, but it sounded like he could like select the hole around it somehow. Why did
Pretty
he do
sure.
that?
Are you trying to select like the edge perimeter?
Yeah, he wants a whole edge. The quick way though, like not the long way.
Oof. Yeah, I'm not familiar with Blender hotkeys, but there's definitely gotta be a way to like select order.
Whoa.
The hell?
I had to like unlearn Blender and then learn Maya for school, and now we're slowly going back to Blender.
Oh.
There has to be a way.
Do you like Maya or Blender more?
I only like Maya more because I'm faster in it and more familiar, so like I get frustrated trying to do stuff in Blender. I know how to do in Maya quickly, but that's just like knowledge gap. If I knew how to use them both equally, I'd probably like Blender more because it seems to crash less, and they constantly have like really good updates. Like geometry nodes seems good. I don't really
Maya
like.
doesn't have those?
It has its version of it, but everything with Maya is touchy. Like it's very deep tool. It's very easy to fucking brick it up. Like it crashes quite easily. So like yeah, there's like a geometry node system called like Mash, but I don't think it's as like comprehensive as Blender.
Nope.
Did you hand paint everything in your game?
Some of it's hand painted. Most of the materials are like a baked kind of workflow. I usually do like a combination of baking and like painting on. Like try to find an example. Like these owls are like baked, but then like I do like a painting pass on them.
Do you just do it in like Substance Painter?
Yeah. I try to do as much as I can through like smart materials. Like it's very procedural, but it gets like a kind of painterly look. And I'll just do like a once over on the top with like hand painted highlights and stuff like that.
And do you just use like colors, or do you like use like actual materials? Like
it's not-
base colors, I guess.
For which part? Like it has all the maps. Like it's got like smoothness and stuff. And
Ooh, okay. When you're painting on it, like by hand,
oh yeah.
do you
well,
use like just like flat colors, or do you use like materials?
I try to like. Well, it depends on what it is. So it's like if it's just like a graphical thing, then I'll usually just keep it in the like the base map. But if it's like a feature that's supposed to have more material information, then I just like add that as a channel. So like I do every layer with like mask, and then like that mask has like a uniform fill on it, and that fill can have like just color or roughness or metalness, and like I paint everything in with like a mask. So it's like I don't like paint the color on directly with the paint tool. I paint the mask of the color onto the object, and that lets me like subtract or add channels as I want.
And then what do you go to school for?
I went to a shitty college for video game design.
Should you go to like Full Sail or something? I don't know many places that have game design.
It's like I'm based out of Vancouver. There's a couple like art schools there. Yeah.
That's cool.
Losing it.
So you learn game design, and then like when you go into like game design, do you choose like I want to be a programmer or I want to be like an artist, or how does that go?
Yeah. Usually it's like there's a bunch of different disciplines, but it kind of like branches, right? It's like designer, artist, and like programmer. And if you're gonna be like a programmer, do not go to a fucking game design school. Like just go learn like computer science like a normal person. Even my school said like game design in like the curriculum, but it really wasn't game design. Like we had like 2 classes over 2 years that like actually dealt with design, like using an engine. No classes were like an actual game design is like using a spreadsheet. Like these are tuning classes for like a character or for like guns or stuff like that. Like we didn't even do that at all.
Seems like you learned a lot. Because like what you're doing now seems pretty cool.
Yeah, like 8 years later.
Work.
8 years later, I did teach myself.
Yeah, this seems like it was supposed to be it, but it doesn't work because like I freaking sculpted it.
Did you? Oh,
This looks crazy, bro. Maybe give me like a slug, like a sea slug.
What if this works? I'll just.
my God, that does not work.
What do you mean?
This is. Oh my God.
Oh, it's like
Sure,
one of
it
those
works.
things that like crawl in my house when it's like winter.
I'll press fill, and this will just be beautiful. I'm sure.
Stop.
Your house
Okay,
millipede.
you just need to grab the border. Can you undo what you did? This man
Wait,
is.
wait,
He is
wait, wait.
unhelpable. He's unhelpable.
Look, we gotta see. We gotta at least see the result.
Okay, you can grab
What
faces,
result of
right?
what?
Please,
That's the
please,
result. Okay, I'm done.
please grab faces. Stop.
Alright, what am I doing?
can't. Okay, this might work. Okay, please go to like a side orthographic view. Okay, perfect. So your floor isn't even level. This is not gonna work the way I thought it would. If your floor was level, you could just grab the bottom edge and then deselect the overflowing edges, but you can't. Can you select the border of the edges, not the verts? Like, yeah, go to edge
Good
mode.
question.
There you go. Okay, try clicking that and then alt clicking the next one.
I
Like,
can
click
do
the one
this.
right. Click the one right. Okay, whatever you want to do it, but
But I don't know. Did you have a better method in mind? Sorry.
I think if you click an edge right next to another edge and you alt click it, it should try to find a border. So see if you can do that.
All right. Yeah, that's what all clicking does.
What about shift alt click? It should retain your last selection until. Okay, that's you can at least do it this way. This is better than nothing.
But you know what? I'm
Hello,
pretty
I'm
sure
Megan.
I could just.
What's up, cutie?
Your goal is just to select this whole perimeter. So you gotta be shift clicking, I'm pretty sure.
There has to be a selection for it in here somewhere. I just gotta find it.
I'll be right back.
You also have a lot of triangles, which makes it hard for the program to find where the loops begin and when they end, so you might just have to do.
Nah, Blender's magic.
Okay.
Huh.
If you press L,
L.
yeah,
Nothing.
That selects like the whole hull.
Shift L,
Do it.
and click.
Even I know that one. It's like submesh select.
Okay, so it's definitely not that then. Like even I know that one. Okay, then it's not that one. It's like what is that one edge select or whatever? Can't you do that? Loop select or something? Edge loop select.
That's all it does.
Press and hold the Alt key, then left click. Okay, so that's what you tried to do earlier.
Yeah, we get to shift
Hold
alt
shift and
mouse
alt.
click to
Yeah.
like to retain your selection. This is the best you're gonna get. Just keep doing that till you get all of it.
Damn it.
Oh yeah, fuck. He's doing it.
He's hitting the gritty.
Oh wait, I forgot. You can click like outside of it to like do this really quickly.
Until you nope, stop.
The hell?
You've gone too far.
You've gone too far.
Yeah, you really have to get the proper perimeter or you're gonna get fucked when you try to fill in the hole.
Come on, buddy.
Stop.
How's that even keep happening?
I don't know, but you
Well,
gotta
yeah.
catch
I
it.
thought you were magic.
No, oh. It's because it's trying to find these paths, right? And like this isn't clean geometry, so it's trying to do its best to be like, oh, is this the path? Is this the path?
Oh my god.
That was not the path.
Hello, I'm back.
Hello.
What up?
Yo, literally every
Oh my
single
God.
person here is fucking live streaming. What's going on?
It's like a competitive market.
We're touching live streams.
Alright, so this guy is just live streaming some boring code. This guy's live streaming him playing old Grand Theft Auto game. This guy's
Right.
live streaming. He's making like some terrain in Blender. Looks like shit. This guy is live streaming. What's he doing? This guy has a cylinder, a cube, and a
That
sphere.
is not
Pretty
pretty.
interesting. Pretty interesting.
Select that face and triangulate it.
I
This
don't think it's fully
guy
connected. I think this is beyond saving.
is working on some medieval shit, like some fucking medieval shit. It actually looks pretty good though. It looks like he bought all these assets, but still looks
guess
pretty
it is.
cool.
Hey, Noodle, I made these.
You made these.
I made these. I'm the real deal.
What are you working on? What is this?
This is my game. It's an
Oh,
actual game in the Game Development League server.
Why are we triangulating this?
Play it then. Show me some gameplay.
All right. I'll show you my test scene, not like the actual game.
Holy shit! You're actually gonna show gameplay? I thought you were just sending him to the trailer or something.
I'll play around in my test scene. This is my debugging scene.
Okay, this is cool.
Yeah. So here's my.
Wow. This is an
Kill
actual
shrines.
game. You're making an actual game.
Yeah, it's a real game.
Dude. You're making an actual game in this server. Wow.
Yeah,
That is pretty rare.
and it's multiplayer.
It is kind of rare, ain't it? There's a few.
I'm actually making a mobile game that I plan to publish.
We got 2 game
Nice.
makers in here.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah. I think I'm done trying to make this work.
Blender, you have bested
Yeah,
me
dude.
once more.
This looks pretty good.
Yeah,
Especially for Unity.
I've given up
Unity,
with
that's
Blender for
looking-
now, or at least it's burned me out. I can't-
What pipeline is this on?
That's the standard pipeline.
How do you group
Is that
things
one that
together?
has ray tracing?
There's no ray tracing.
So how's it look good?
Make good art assets and then have post processing.
So you got like a shader on everything?
There is like some shader tweaks to the global shader. Besides that, post process does do a lot of heavy lifting, but it's like regular materials, right? Like just roughness and metalness, and like there's proper bake normals and stuff like that. It goes a long way.
Could I run this on my 3DS?
Probably not. I actually
Okay.
don't think this is going to run on the Switch, but it should run on the Switch too.
Why?
Switch is pretty fucking weak. Like
Oh,
Nintendo.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like equivalent to like what, like a 570 graphics card. Even Nintendo has to like go under the hood and do fancy shit with Breath of the Wild just to make it run.
I don't understand why Nintendo still underpowers the consoles. I honestly don't get why they do that these days.
I'm sure it's not a conscious choice. I'm sure it's like an engineering
Oh?
issue.
It's probably a cost issue.
Yeah, like
Probably,
manufacturing, designing the circuit board. Like the main reason was that the Switch is like so much more powerful. The Switch 2 is so much more powerful is because of like the nanometer length of like the resistors in it.
Well, this
Which-
part's better?
My dad works at Nintendo, and he said you stink, and that's why he does it.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah, my dad's a moderator on this server, so he's gonna get
This
you
part
banned
ain't
for
better
that.
though?
Because my dad said that?
My
but
uncle
that-
works at Nintendo actually.
My dad's an admin on GDL, so
Oh, no.
better watch your mouth.
Yeah, there's no saving it.
My dad said sorry.
Is there a ZBrush a one-off? Hang on.
Hmm.
Cost. Is ZBrush a one-off cost?
ZBrush does cost money.
But is it a one-off cost or is it a subscription? Or...
Oh, I don't know.
I think they
Right.
switched the subscription like everyone else.
Oh Christ!
Are they owned by Adobe yet?
The perpetual license cost $895.
Oh my god, $800? That's
It's actually
steep.
And 900.
pretty
Read the fine
reasonable.
print. They enslave you in the afterlife.
Holy fuck.
800
How much is it on
for-
Steam? Is it not on Steam? I thought it used to be on Steam. It's not.
Well, Maya cost me $350 a fucking month, so there's that.
A month? How much is it on... Wait, there's no way it costs that much on G2A, though. I'm about to, like, eat my words. Here we go.
I'm
Okay, good. Whew.
But I refuse to sleep without answers.
Maya is, for Autodesk Maya 2025, for 1 year, you can get it for $6.59
Fuck that. I'll use
USD.
Blender.
$6.59.
Fuck that. Blender's better.
Okay, fine. How about this? Maya for 2024 for 1 year, $1.02. Yeah,
Where
Blender's
are
still
you reading
better.
this?
It's on G2A. You can just look up Maya. It's where I buy like Substance Painter sometimes.
Has anyone here ever tried ChatGPT for bookkeeping?
Bookkeeping?
Because yeah, it seems to actually be able to do that when I'm asked it for certain scenarios.
You mean like
I mean,
people's like
someone-
credit cards?
No, I mean like when you run a business, you need to do the bookkeeping.
What kind of bookkeeping? Okay, maybe I'm confused.
Yeah,
What do you mean by
accounting,
good bookkeeping?
on the
Yeah,
on
like
the
the good, the important information stuff.
What do you mean?
Because typically, like bookkeeping is like data from like your.
Keeping track of like your sales and payroll. Like,
Yeah.
if you want to do it that way, good luck. I'd just hire an accountant.
I wouldn't do it that
Yeah,
way.
but
That sounds sketchy.
ChatGPT is free. No, but for real, I've tried it. It's actually telling you how to do that in certain scenarios.
Well, it depends if you want to do it. Like, it will give you like point by point instructions. But I think the reason you hire an accountant or person to do HR shit is so you don't have to do it and worry about like being liable for fuck ups.
Yeah, but the thing is, an accountant costs money.
Choose another.
Yeah, well,
version
if
as
you're
You can
making,
still
if
check
you're
an
making,
accountant if ChatGPT is right, of course. You should still do that. But
if you want to do everything yourself, like knock yourself out. But if you're making like
Just freeze
serious
the
money, it doesn't make sense to like spend hours doing like payroll and shit.
you're not spending hours though, necessarily.
Okay, well, if you can do all your accounting shit in like 20 minutes, like, yeah, I guess do it. But I don't think most
Yeah.
people can do that.
Okay, he says so.
Versailles, I sent you a link to the G2A thing because I think you might be interested because you like Maya.
I don't like it, but I have to use it.
Yeah, I just don't want you spending $350 a month though. That kind of blows.
The export it into ports idea.
There's also like if that one doesn't have very many reviews, so here's a second one that does have like people reviews, 700 reviews or something, of people buying it, but it's only for a year instead of 3. That way you don't have to spend like $1 million. But I mean, like if your goal is still to like learn Blender, you can still do that. But if you're like
This is a special kind of site? Or is this like
G2A, it's just game reselling website. It's like common
Have you-
used.
Have you heard of GOG?
no, I haven't.
You should know though that most game developers, they actually tell you that they'd rather have you pirate their games than buy on G2A.
Why?
Because G2A is not a very legitimate business model. Many of the keys there are from stolen credit cards or even scamming the developers by pretending,
that.
they're a reviewer on YouTube or whatever. And so they get keys from developers because they think they're gonna review the game, but instead they sell them on G2A and things like that.
Okay.
Like, it's not a very legitimate business model.
Yeah, I've bought like way too many things off there. I haven't had any problems with it.
There are even been cases of developers finding out that a certain key was stolen on G2A, and then they revoke that key, and then the person who redeemed it lost his game in the library.
How
Yeah, I
often does
can't
that happen?
imagine using a Maya license from G2A would be that great if you ever try to like contact support or something.
Honestly, it's probably better to get a second PC and pirate all the software on that. Yes, you can get riddled with malware, but it doesn't matter because you don't have any important data on there.
Do you recommend pirating over buying a license?
I mean, you're buying like an unofficial license most likely, so it's not like you're getting all the risk of like piracy, but you've just like spent a little bit of money on it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm like a legitimate like setup. Like I filed to like make like a company.
But that's something you should know. If you pirate a lot, you risk getting malware. That is something you should know. In fact, it's quite a substantial risk.
But I'm gonna stop paying for my license soon. I'm just gonna do all the models within like a 2-month time frame and then stop the license.
I mainly use open source software. I don't really pay for any programs, actually.
Well, you can do what you need to do by doing that. That's good for you. I'm just too familiar with all like the professional tools, so I can't really take the time to learn how to use like the freeware of everything, which sucks.
Okay,
It just sucks for me, but
I got spoiled by Dreams, and that like it's just so much better than the other 3D modeling software that's out there, I think. And yet it's not an industry standard, and you can't export with it.
I think those 2 points might go hand in hand.
It's such a waste. They were gonna add exporting to it, and then Sony just cut funding.
Was the Dreams thing where they made the Jurassic Park?
They made all sorts of stuff. They made the Avatar game, was one of the more famous ones.
Okay, if it's not known for the Jurassic Park, I might not actually know that software.
I think they might have done a
Famous?
Jurassic Park thing, but they,
That thing was like, that's what I remember was like the big thing about that. They made like a Jurassic Park exhibit thing with it.
Are you famous?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I mean, you can export with it using what do you call it, photogrammetry. You can export from Dreams. It's not an official way, but it's kind of like a hacky way of exporting. So you just take a picture of it from every angle and then give it to something that a photogrammetry software.
Yeah, that's a fucking crazy way to work for like a software.
Yeah, but it's the only way to do
usually
it.
reserved for stuff you actually have to photograph in real life.
Yeah. But anyway. But that's the only way. That's the only way to get off there. And it's the only it's a software I'm an expert at, if you know what I mean. Like I'm the 3rd highest level dream sculptor in New Zealand.
In the world.
Certainly not in the world, but in
the world.
In New Zealand, where I'm from. But I mean, because they have like a leveling system, so you can kind of see where you place. Yeah.
Why?
I think I might just stick with Dreams
comes
until
off
they
for no
make
reason. I don't know.
better
I
software.
can stay up no longer.
You can do it, man. You gotta take a quick hyper nap and turbocharge shit and come back.
Maybe.
Nah, you're good. You've been up. What time? You go to bed at like 8 a.m. usually, right?
Yes.
What time is it for you now?
1:41.
That's crazy. Yeah, go to bed, man. You're like sleep deprived.
So I have a list of all of these customers and a spreadsheet with their phone numbers, but none of the phone numbers have area codes.
Ooh.
Oh, you're cooked now.
Is that an issue? Why would the business owner even have a bunch of phone numbers without area codes?
He's just gonna go through the whole list of area codes.
I'm
just call them all.
so confused.
Alright, let's start with all the area codes in the states.
Do you need an area code, I guess? I've never called someone without an area code, but...
You do.
Um...
But I don't know what you're trying to do.
We need to call all of these customers.
Oh, ragged. Ragged. I'm sorry, I've lost the plot.
Maybe it's just the way that I imported it. Maybe I fucked up somewhere. No, there's literally no shot, right, that I fucked up the area codes. 2025. Let's see. No, I did not fuck up. There's literally hundreds of phone numbers on here that don't have area codes. What the fuck?
Then you can't do your job, I guess.
Have you tried
Yeah.
calling any of them? Maybe it's like the Matrix or something.
Well, I don't want to call them yet because I need to get their Google business profile up before I
Have you
call
tried
them.
Operator?
Yeah, let me try that.
Maybe Operator. It's so odd. So like, what's the context for like having all these phone numbers? I guess.
So the business owner has like 300 customers for this year, and so they have a spreadsheet of all of the customer names, the addresses, phone numbers, price, etc. The phone numbers, very few of them actually have area codes.
So some of them
And
do,
I'm-
but some of them don't. And do they all do the ones that have area codes share the same area code?
I know the general area, but no, they don't all share area codes. Some of them are like they vary. They're all local to the state, but they do vary. So I'm like
2 to 3, or like more than 2 to 3?
Like most of them vary. Like there's like 3 different area codes.
Okay, there might be a good chance that maybe like he just didn't choose to like put an area code on one of them.
Yeah,
Like,
like I'm
it's so
guessing like
common.
on like the 734 ones, maybe he didn't or something.
Yeah.
But that's really dumb. So I messaged him about it But it does look like that might be the case because I looked at the first one and then found this guy in a directory, and that is his name. So
He's just not too particular, I guess.
yeah, so I just need to confirm with him that's what he did before I start calling all these fucking people.
Is this part of your like the Fiverr stuff?
No, this is a different thing. I'm just helping someone to like launch all their digital marketing for their business because they don't have like fucking anything right now. No Google business profile, no website, no sales funnel, no like VoIP stuff. So like they've been handling all the business calls to their cell phone, and it's a pretty sizable business at this point. So they really need to get behind it because they're losing a lot of customers just on competitors that are beating them on online marketing.
Has anyone else in here, or actually started their own business?
Yeah, I like was it Twitch streamer for like during COVID for a year. I don't know if
How
that
did it
counts.
go?
I got burnt out after a year.
Oh really? But did you make any money while you were doing it?
Yeah, I paid for my my rent, car, food.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I didn't do anything else. It was just
What
streaming.
did you stream?
The thing that like people knew me for was Crunker, but before that, like I have been streaming. I was like streaming since I was like 13 on and off. I just like decided to take it serious because I hated my day job a lot. I was like, whatever, I'll do anything besides that.
Yeah, I don't want to work a full-time job. I fucked that honestly.
well, now I work a full-time job, and I'm way happier than streaming or like working on like trying to be a Twitch streamer.
What do
Because
you
that took
do?
16 hours a day.
What do you do as a
Like,
job?
I didn't stream 16 hours, but it was like networking and talking to people, and it's just a lot of work
What do you do as a
that
full-time
you
job?
wouldn't think.
I just want to release some games and become a multi-millionaire.
Facts.
What do you do as a
Yeah.
full-time job now?
Rest
I
in
kind of
peace.
keep that private. It's not as cool.
Well, what?
It's I get paid less, but it's happier.
Do you pick up rubbish? You jug garbage guy? I mean,
No, nothing like that.
Okay, there's no.
Are you an OnlyFans chatter?
I wish. Nah.
What's the? Can you?
Nah.
I'm curious.
It helps like the. I'll give you. I'll say this. Like it's a good job. Like it's not like a lawyer or anything like that. It's like, okay, I would say I'm equal to like working at McDonald's, except I don't work at McDonald's and I don't work at like fast food. I'm
Okay.
basically, yeah.
Like retail or something like that.
Sure.
Yeah, I work as an assistant teacher, and the it's minimum wage, but I used to work in video games, and that was not minimum wage, but I burned out from that as well.
You used to do what and you got burnt out from?
I used to work in video games in New Zealand, but I had enough. I did that for 3.5 years.
What kind of games did you like? What engine did you use?
What's that?
What engine?
Unity.
You got burnt off Unity?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I did a little bit of design. Like, I designed the enemies for an upcoming Netflix game, but that was just because they kind of, at the company that I worked at, they'd kind of let you do whatever job you wanted to twice a year. So there'd be like a week, like a game jam week, where you could kind of, if you saved up ideas, you could kind of pitch them, or you could work during the week. But most people would usually work during the week, but I would often kind of like save up a bunch of stuff and then pitch it there, so to get it, over the line. But my bread and butter was like quality assurance, which isn't, one of the least glamorous roles of video games. But yeah, I did a bit of design when they let me.
We need QA. It's one of the most important jobs in the game development.
I guess so, but it's kind of monkey work. Well, I mean, not necessarily. I don't know. Like, I didn't enjoy it.
It's like the entry run in game development.
But it meant that I was able to make some significant design contributions, which was cool. Like, I pretty much changed the direction of like a Netflix game that'll be coming out at some point. Enter the Dead 3.
A Netflix game.
Well, the second one's on Netflix.
Most people don't know about this, but in the Netflix mobile app, there are actually games.
Yeah.
And then Netflix got surprised when almost nobody played their game, and they made a post about it on Facebook. And then a bunch of people were like, "What? Netflix have games?"
Yeah.
It was so hilarious when I saw that, actually.
It's true. No one knows about them.
But they are there on the mobile app.
It's true.
I'm
not sure if the third one will be, because the Enter the Dead 1 and 2 were like just regular mobile games, but then they created the Netflix version of the game, and the third one, well, it remains to be seen if it's on Netflix, but the other ones are on there. But I'm focusing on film now. I wrote a film script I'm trying to get made.
That's cool. What's your thoughts on the circle, the story circle or whatever? I forgot what it's called. What is a story circle?
What do you mean? What's a story circle?
It's like the hero's journey kind of thing. Have you heard of that before?
Yeah, I've heard of the hero's journey.
What do you think about that? Quick take on the hero's journey.
I tend to focus more on like things that I'm interested in, and then just try to kind of weave ideas around that together. So yeah, I don't usually think in terms of hero's journey. I mean, I think hero's journeys will often gravitate out of ideas like that. Like it's a pretty simple concept, right? It was just like things are chill, shit happens, you have to confront that thing, and then then there'll be some kind of result. Like for a horror film, I mean, they might not, it might seem like they've confronted it, but then no, actually they didn't, and everything's fucked. Like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not really that. I don't really think much about the hero's journey. It's like when people mention arcs a lot. I guess arcs. I always wondered what on the XY graph what are the variables of an arc, and I guess it's just someone said it's just tension. I was like, okay.
Tension, okay.
Tension is the Y variable, they say. I mean, X is obviously time. But, yeah, so that's basically, it's just shit happening that creates tension. Or excitement. Yeah, I don't know. I think much ado was made about the hero's journey and all that stuff, and it's not, I don't find it that exciting.
Okay, I was just curious. Because I think about that usually when I think about writing.
But I mean, so what do you think about the hero's journey?
It's usually just kind of like, if I'm at like I usually write my I jot my ideas down and then I try to like form it in a hero's journey type way.
Right.
So kind of like it helps me understand what pieces I'm missing in the story for it to make sense to a viewer that I haven't met.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
That's what I think about it. Yeah, like I don't think much more else from it though. I also I know that like Dan Harmon has his own or something. But yeah. I think it's also used for like cartoons a lot or something. I don't know if it's used directly for movies or much else, but like if I'm going to write something, I usually do use it because I don't think I don't know much about writing that I can use anything else. It's like probably one of my weaker skills.
Yeah, you should try to write a normal story first.
Like I've done that before, but I feel like it was confusing. You know what I mean?
I mean, like a hero's journey is a normal story.
Yeah.
The
a story without guidance is confusing, but one with guidance with like the hero's journey makes it feel more normal.
The script that I wrote, it's a sci-fi horror about called The Singularity. It's about the singularity, but I didn't really follow any kind of structure when I was writing it. What's that?
Which singularity?
The technology singularity.
Okay.
Yeah. So they say like write about what you know, and I thought, okay, I was kind of obsessed with the end of the world with the technology singularity, and I was like, okay, how would that manifest? And then I thought, okay, what would I do with it with a horror? I guess there's lots of kind of false scares and building tension, and kind of like the monster is going to introduce. And so I introduced the monster as a kind of in a podcast someone was listening to, because that's kind of how I was exposed to the monster, right? I just listened to podcasts about it. And so the character listens to this kind of fear-mongering podcast about singularity, and then throughout the film there's a few false scares. And then I know in horror they often have someone making a mistake, and that's kind of can sometimes be an inciting incident. And the mistake in my film was there's a spider. You can see it on my Instagram. There's a picture of a spider, and the character is going to poke it with a stick. The spider is hiding in like a coiled up dead leaf, so it looks like this Cthulhian kind of nightmare monster with it, and it's a silhouette. And so it was kind of metaphorical of how we have this Cthulhian monster that we're poking with a stick, with AI, I guess. And then from there, a lot of the kind of stuff that was foreshadowed in the podcast happens all at once, or builds into an actual rather than a false scare, an actual kind of singularity and what do you call it?
I guess.
Yes.
Nanobots attacking and stuff, or
I have some
black
long
smoke.
question. How long did it take you to be able to make a living off of streaming for a while?
It took
What?
like for me it was a matter of like I don't know, I had like a fan base already started. Because like I was doing it since I was like 13, so no matter when I go live, it was like I always had someone that was watching. So I've already beat the like curve of like the 0 viewer hump. And I understood the Twitch's algorithm pretty well, so I kind of abused that. And then
Wait, they have an algorithm?
yeah, I mean like it's a website still.
Yeah, but I thought they only order after based on how many views you currently have. I didn't know they have an actual algorithm.
That's part of it. I mean, there's also people that like use the search, it's like the search engine, like
Yeah.
what they're looking for. So like you can do things like playing with viewers. That's like a keyword that like people type in a lot, or like giveaway. People look up giveaway. That's don't do that one. That one's like bad, but it's a great example. You can always look up giveaway and find streams that are giving away stuff. And those will give you like artificial, like they'll give you like a little
How many
boost in
tips?
viewership, but like it won't stay, they won't stay.
Do you have any good tips for someone who wants to?
Like if you want to start streaming,
Yeah.
let me think. I used to, so I had this Discord called Streamology that like I just basically wrote down a bunch of notes and just like gave away for free, but I don't know how many of those are like still valuable in modern era streaming, because I have been out of it for so long. I don't even watch Twitch streams anymore. Like I'll watch YouTube clips of other people streaming and shit sometimes.
That's what I feel like. It's probably easier to make money from YouTube than from Twitch, right?
Is it easier to make money from YouTube or for Twitch? For me, I would always pick Twitch because I understand that better. I'm just way more comfortable with like.
YouTube's easier, right? Because you don't have to live stream constantly. You can just put up a few videos and let them be there, you know.
I only live stream like 5 hours at a time. The rest of the time was networking and like talking to other streamers or doing like contracts with companies that like asked me to play the games.
I always did YouTube because I feel like there's more of a user base, right? And I would always use YouTube. Like I don't really ever go on Twitch myself.
Yeah, I mean I did at the time. Like that was just like, cause I was like, it was during COVID, so I didn't have like friends to hang out with anymore and shit. So I just kind of like I went full send on it because I don't know, I got lucky. And also that was the time when everyone was inside, so they gave me a bigger boost in views. It was just like, I think it was a lot of like luck too. I think there's that. I also have just been kind of around the environment for a really long time. That was like a dream of mine to be like a YouTuber specifically, but I knew I could do Twitch because I was familiar with it. YouTube being easier than Twitch is kind of like a that's not really like a fair statement, I would say. I think they're both very difficult.
Yeah, but
yeah,
YouTube is more passive, if you know what I mean.
You gotta make content.
Right.
Well,
so
yeah,
you're just not doing it in the front of everybody. Like when you're Twitch streaming, you're live. Your show is like on a schedule because like people will watch you while they're eating breakfast every day when you're live streaming at the same time. Hopefully every day. You don't want to like be random. And then like the same thing goes for YouTube. They're looking forward to that same daily upload. It's just like, so this is when it translates to being a business. It becomes a customer experience and like customer care case every single time you look at a viewer, because it's like you want it to be a consistent experience for your viewer in order to keep them, because that's what they want. When you think of like McDonald's, you don't want to go to McDonald's and get a Coke and like every day, and then like every other day it changes from Coke, like the taste of the Coke changes, and some days it's good, some days it's bad. You want it to be consistent. That's what matters. You want it to be like a good, consistent product, so that way like, people keep coming back. And the same thing goes for Twitch and YouTube. You just need to have that like type of personality, just like a game developer, where you're able to get through the puzzles and stuff of making a game, like figuring out what's wrong, and not just like look at the end goal of the success. It's the same exact battle. You just have to be consistent and also just like be okay with like learning and like being okay with sucking.
You can take the tag off too. If you want. No, that's beautiful.
It's literally the same game as making a game. I'm pretty sure, except making a game could be like could take way longer. I think.
Yeah, but it's probably a lot more profitable if it's successful to make a game.
They're both very like profitable.
But I mean,
How long you take to make a game?
if you release a very successful indie game, you can pretty much become a multi-millionaire.
Yeah, and same with YouTube. If you release a few couple like if you release a like I wouldn't say a few videos. I would say like once you get like a catalog of like maybe like at least 100 videos, depending on like the quality of them, then you could be making a lot of fucking money, dude.
What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Paper, scissors.
But you definitely be in the millionaires at that point if you're making like it really depends. Same with Twitch. Some Twitch streamers make like tens of millions of dollars yearly.
This is quite a showdown.
I'd say that content creation is a bit more saturated though, because everyone knows that like you can make some money doing this, so it's like you're competing with everyone else who has the same idea, and like game development is also very saturated, so it's like yeah, people do make millions of dollars doing it, but like 100 of them, you know, like some will make a couple million, some make 100,000, but like 80% of fucking people who do this are gonna make like under 10 grand.
It's really it's a battle of like
Not if you spent 2 years on making a game. No, it's not.
Oh, that's true. Only 10 grand just for 2 years. That is.
It can happen.
Yeah, it happens. Be careful.
It's a lot of luck in both of these fields. Like you can say it's like all skill. It's not though. There's also like once you like hit success on a good luck roll, then you can like do it again. But it's like it's hard to hit that luck roll that you figured out how to do the right thing the right way.
Yeah, there's a lot of snowballing, and you can definitely get lucky once and then never.
Yeah, so it's really like I don't know, man, and that's mainly off of like content creation. It's a lot of luck too. Like I think I lucked out on a lot of variables too when I was doing it. But it was also just like a lot of fucking work.
Yeah.
Wait, we got another one. This is the heirloom. It crashed.
What? Who's talking?
Is that a good or bad sign? You think? I think really good. I think that's gotta be really good.
You're so quiet. I don't know.
Wait, is that someone talking or is like background noise?
Open the fucking pack.
Someone's talking. You cannot spell this thing.
The entire server ran on those 16.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I hear him laughing, but I can't hear what he's saying. Damn it!
No, I'm sorry.
It sounds so low.
Is it Jonathan?
It was me. I think I had something going on in the background. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Holy
yeah.
shit, bro. We actually spoke to your background.
No. It was I had opened the Twitch tab and then there was something playing on in the background.
So we were. I don't know, man. Just go on Twitch and like don't. I think you have to like sell your soul a little bit too. Like, yeah, you have to like pick a game that you like are okay with playing all the time for a little bit, and also like that has like lower viewership, and then you can kind of like beat the competition by like just streaming a game with low streamers but high viewerships and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
You also have to be entertaining. Like it's literally now you're in like a light version of show business.
Yep.
In some games, there's some boring motherfuckers, but they're the only ones that like stay live and
I
keep
feel like
going.
if you're a speedrunner and you're like a world record holder, you don't really have to be entertaining. You just have to.
Oh, okay, yeah. I used to have that in the notes. So like you can be like there's like some cheat sheets for like becoming a good streamer, or like being a top streamer. It's like be a competitive player. So be really fucking good at a game, have a really good personality, or just like do it smartly, basically. Like you have to be one of those. You have to choose. So you either are like you gotta get really good at a game or something, or like be a comedian, or like just be really smart about what your moves are. I chose to do the smart one because like
I usually just
I don't know.
stop playing a game and then I'll just be like critically playing it, if you know what I mean. Like talking about my thoughts on the game, things I like about it, things I don't like about it. I mean, no one really watches it, but I just that's why I do it for fun.
Actually, some people do. Some people do. I'll say that.
Yeah, I
Some
can
people are
occasionally
very
people
much
watch it.
interested in the feedback.
They'll watch you more if you can get real excited.
That's true. People love people find like excitement like oh, I hear sounds.
Let's go.
I'm sorry,
I feel like that would drain the fuck out of me. Like I know what has to be done. Like
Yeah, that was me.
personality-wise,
That
but,
was me
I
for
don't-
like a year.
Dude, I'd have to like hype myself up.
If I say it like this, I'd much rather make a living speedrunning Ocarina of Time than typing in an Excel document 8 hours per day in an office.
Well, Well, it's a good time to start speedrunning Ocarina of Time because we're only losing live streamers in that category. So it's like
Really?
Yeah, because that game's so old. There's no new audiences like that are joining that game. Like it's all nostalgia baked. So like,
Yep.
no one who's young is going back to go play Zelda Ocarina of Time. Really.
They're bound.
So,
That one's ripe for a remake, though. Surely they're gonna drop one of those anytime soon, like any moment.
yeah, but also like it may due to like it's also a boomer game, dude. Like it's a game remake for boomers.
I feel seen.
Yeah, but so is I mean, what do you call it? The one that just came out, Elder Scrolls Oblivion. I mean, they're gonna do Morrowind as well. Is gonna probably no doubt come out of next.
Oh, Morrowind will be better. I'm such a boomer now. What the fuck happened?
Yeah, I mean, I played Ocarina of Time when I was little, but like I was born in 2000.
I was
So
born in
think-
'93 and I never played it.
Shit, what the fuck?
Yeah, you missed hard, bro.
Yeah.
That game was epic.
I'd been meaning to. I mean, I played a lot of the classic games, but I never played that one.
You guys remember Crash Bandicoot?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that game was hard as fuck.
Yeah.
It was.
The first one was hard. The other two were a bit easier.
I think the second one was very hard, actually.
It was, but not as hard as the first one. I don't think.
Maybe not.
Donkey Kong Country, y'all ever play that?
I
Yeah.
haven't, actually.
That game was also hard.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. The games were harder back then, dude. Dark Souls was nothing, dude. But like, those games, man. Yeah.
Dark Souls took me years to finish because I would take breaks where, or like, I'd take frustration breaks.
Like months? Or like, what's up?
Like no, for months I would take breaks and then I'd come back.
You were real frustrated, man.
Well, yeah, because I'd be like,
Yeah,
oh fuck this, and I
tough.
would just take a break, and then because like I remember when I got that the parasite on my head after when you're near the spider lady, and then it was like I was already fucking at my wit's end, and then it would like eat half of my souls when I was grinding, and I was like, fuck this, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I do think like whoever said they like would rather be speedrunning than doing like Excel sheets, you should like literally start speedrunning like ASAP.
I don't like speedrunning.
Same.
I love it. I've actually tried it a few times. It's really fun.
Yeah, if you can get like technical with the wording, like and like and if then at that point you just have to like read people's comments out loud and respond to them, and then you're set, dude. Just keep doing that for like the next like 2 years.
So you
You'll be
just kind
okay.
of like research some common strats of speedruns and then try to like wave them all together.
That sounds miserable as fuck. not
Yeah,
gonna
me
lie.
too. It doesn't sound like my jam at all.
I don't want to do that at all. People who like hinge their whole run on like getting one like technical cheese like done, like just clipping through a wall, and if you don't make it, your whole run's over.
Exactly. Sounds like
That's
hell to me.
Still much more entertaining than having Excel 8 hours per day.
I do think
Yeah,
that's
well,
more
one of those-
entertaining than Excel for 8 hours a day.
Right?
Oh, it's more entertaining
Yeah.
for the viewer, but like.
I mean,
like,
for
the-
me, man, I don't want to look at Excel sheets for 8 hours a day. I'd rather like
Right?
fuck up on a video game over and over.
Exactly.
But like, let's say you got paid less to do the video game. If you got paid more for the Excel sheets, then it's
I'd
like that
still
kind of
do it.
changes the game. Like that changes the like question.
I'd still do the speedrunning.
What if it was like you made minimum wage for the speed running, or you make double looking at the Excel, so you make like $14.
Double? Nah, I would still say speedrunning.
I mean,
Okay.
streamers are
If
trying
it
to
goes
make
if it goes to
them
triple,
wait,
then I would definitely do this. But
for sure.
Dreadful. So you're making $21 an hour to look at Excel sheets, and that's like the harsh reality of most of this stuff. Like when you start streaming, you'll probably be making less than minimum wage.
You think so?
Yeah, way less than minimum wage for a while until you do start doing
you
it.
should look at games.
Oh yeah, when you start game dev. Look at how much you make when you do game dev.
Yeah, you'll become a multi-millionaire though.
I think I'm just gonna go
What's
back
the
to my,
average game dev's
I
profit?
really hope it happens for you. This gotta be the most
But mostly the
delusional
games
thing.
aren't good. That's the thing. That's what people are forgetting.
I'm gonna
Alright,
become
yeah,
a supply teacher
right.
and extractor.
Darn it.
Is kind of what I want to do. I think.
But people really are forgetting that. Yeah, the average indie game flops, but the average indie game is also terrible.
All you gotta do is make a great game. It's so obvious.
Pretty much. Yeah, for sure.
Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah,
You
true.
need to make a great game and market it. And it has to be
All you gotta
so
do is have a
good.
great stream.
No, for real, it has to be so good that you.
Oh no! All you have to do is have one great donator, and then you'll be good.
What?
Like one great donator, someone who just donates you a lot of money. Like that's all you need. Just one guy.
I mean, I suppose.
Also, you
You know-
should just make a game so good that it just
You
might
can
be
also
compelling.
argue if you can get 1 million people to give you $1, you're now a millionaire. You can also make that argument. I don't know how you'd achieve that, but
Don't you only meet like 30,000 people in a lifetime? Do you think that
It seems to
number
be
has
a very
changed
large-
since Discord?
Simply
Yeah.
meet 1,000,000 people and convince them to give you $1.
yeah,
Convince
yeah,
them
for,
each?
for real, if you can do that, you're now a millionaire. That's actually
Each?
true.
Holy crap.
I think you're vastly understating how difficult any part of the business is. Just like, first of all, even reaching 1,000,000 people, not even asking them for
I
money.
never said it's easy. I only said if you can do it.
Yeah, well, everything hinges on if you can do it.
If you spend your whole life trying to convince people, how many dollars do you think you get? You can only do $1 per person.
But you know,
Starting now.
think it's taking,
Like you have the rest of your life.
people are already doing that. If you think about it.
Like homeless people? Like, can I get a change?
No,
Most people can make a lot of money. Depends on where they're
Fiendom
set up.
on Twitter. They're already doing that.
There's homeless people that
Twitch
make
streamers?
70K a year.
Literally Twitch streamers too, they're just begging for money too. OnlyFans models.
Yeah. They're getting paid for ornament and then they call them losers. Yeah, and it works.
Do they do that?
Or do
Do
you
like
not know
OnlyFans
about,
models call their like I guess fans
do you not know about
losers?
financial domination? Do you not know about that?
I don't.
He sounds like an expert, though. Let's hear what he has to say.
Okay, I'm actually not into it. I think it's the most retarded thing ever. But
What
it's
is it?
actually something people do.
What is it?
It's basically a kink where a submissive male gives a dominant woman money for no reason. That's, yeah, it's that.
If it's a kink, it's for a reason. It like makes them happy, I guess.
And like, there are women who do this on the internet and they become like, they might collect $3,000 per day. Those girls who do it. I'm not even kidding. I wish I was joking.
Well, some of them do.
Yeah,
It's like
some-
900,000. It's like $1 million a year.
Yeah, pretty much. It's the most ridiculous. Or you know what's funny? There's a lot of obviously men catfishing as women just to do that.
Fire, go guy team. I'm nice.
I know. I had a friend that was going on pedophiles' accounts, and he was just
Interesting.
no,
Did
I'm
he
telling
beat
you,
them?
He got super fucking rich. No, not this guy.
He was blackmailing them, right?
He was blackmailing.
Yeah,
he was
dude.
blackmailing pedophiles. He was pretending to be a girl.
Yep.
And pedophiles sent
That's
him
something a
so
lot of people do
much
too.
money. Like he bought a car with it. So
Wow.
No way.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There's a lot of money in that.
Fucking hell, dude. There's a lot of money in that.
What I was gonna say that were very funny. A lot of those so-called pay pigs, yes, they're called pay pigs.
Those are the men that are like submissive.
Yeah.
They're called pay
Some
pigs.
of them even get turned on when they find out it wasn't even a girl.
Oh, they're like, oh, that's even better. And then they keep donating.
Yes!
What?
There are people who are that fucked up in the head. Really.
Yo, this is even better. Now that I know you're a man.
I would be terrified. I'd be terrified to do that. I'd be like looking over my shoulder for the rest of my life.
Holy
Can someone
crap.
fill me in?
Like, can you imagine you'd be thinking like, oh fuck, what if this guy knows
Would
where I
someone
live?
be willing to fill me in, please?
No, we don't want to do that. That's terrible. This is awful.
No,
This conversation is
it sounds
horrible.
fun. It sounds, whatever you guys are doing sounds fun. I want to know what's going on. Come
We
on,
have an expert. It's got to clue you in.
Oh my god.
please do.
One more
I'm
time.
all
We're
ears.
talking about ways of making a lot of money in a year.
Yeah,
So some came up with like the idea of doing weird fetishes, how the fuck do you say that? I'm not English. Fetishes online, and I just came up with an idea because a friend of mine did it. Was basically catfishing pedophiles.
Yeah.
I see
Make them
memes
stage
about
it
that
out.
all the time. Does someone actually make a living this way? I just see memes on it, like, "Hey, becoming a millionaire by," you know.
Most not becoming people millionaires, but they're making a lot of money. They're like they're buying.
Yeah, I
cars
see
and
memes.
shit.
I see memes. I'm just seeing.
Here's
memes,
the thing.
right?
Here's the thing. If you're gonna do something like that, you cannot do it as your main income because. Don't you think it would look
It's pretty
weird?
illegal. Yeah.
No, but
You need to already be rich because you need to have a business in order to, you know, launder that money in a way.
Yeah, so I was gonna say it would look very weird if you didn't pay any taxes, wouldn't it? So
what do you write that off on?
Apple Pay to pay them. Like they're sending them like your
Community
grandma would
service.
send you money.
most
on
people
Community
who do
service.
it, they use cryptocurrencies and then they already have a job.
Oh
Generally.
yeah, okay.
Oh, I just
Well, I
realized
mean-
something. If you're a game dev, do you have to pay like 50% in taxes if you're like in a state where if you're
Depends on the
self-employed?
depends on the country. In my country, it's 24% at the end of the year. However, if I spend that money for the sake of the business, I don't have to pay taxes on it. You know,
Usually, corporate tax is lower than personal income tax.
because I
so-
have an LLC, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like the
It's
salaries,
different
because you're
every
like the closest one probably to like releasing a game.
You
Are you gonna
you wanna
release
know
it?
what's
So you're
really
looking for a
cool?
publisher so that way you don't have to pay as many
Actually-
taxes, maybe?
What? Publisher? Having a publisher means less taxes?
Well, I mean, like, would you have less taxes?
Well, they would get more of the gross, so like my take home on the game for like a recoup period would be less. But it's like it's all like per entity, right? Like I get my cut, they get their cut, Steam gets their cut, so it's like yeah, I'd be taking home less. So it's like the net taxes would be less, but like if the publisher is funding me, then it's like I owe them as a part of the deal. So it's like yeah, I don't know, pretty straightforward.
How much share are you looking for when you get your publisher?
Publishers usually do like a 30%, but sometimes if they provide funding, which is what I'm looking for, there's like a recoupment period of 70%, which kind of has to be that way until they make their money back plus interest. So like you
Okay.
actually, because like Steam will always take 30%, so they want like the remaining 70% until they make their money back plus whatever the
So you make 5% from your.
and you make
game.
0% until like until they meet their threshold.
Yeah,
usually.
that's wild. There's no way I'd ever take that.
That's the same as being a musician. I'm gonna be honest. You're gonna have to perform for free many times until you actually pay off your threshold.
Do you know how
It's not
much?
for free though. If you're taking like development costs, like you're taking their money first to finish the game.
Oh yeah.
How much
If
money are
you're
you looking
doing
for?
courses and shit, and then you can if you sell courses, that would be nice.
I'm not gonna give you the exact number, but like high six figures.
Well, they better be giving you like 200,000 if they're gonna be taking so much. How much would they even be giving you?
Well,
I
that's,
guess it depends
that's
on
for
the
you to
game.
like negotiate, but for me, it's higher than that.
It's higher than 200,000.
Yeah, by quite a bit.
And then what percent of like the loan are you gonna put on it?
You have to negotiate that.
Hey, I was gonna say, do you know how much you get to keep as a business owner in Sweden of your revenue?
Ouch.
I bet it's super low.
And the taxes in
48.
Sweden, my dearest condolences, my friend. to your
Yeah,
family.
I think the government owns the business. You don't.
48%. 48%.
Hold on.
Yeah, you have to.
Bro, this is what the fuck? That's insane. 48%.
Yep.
I think in America, like in some states, it's like 50%. Like if you do DoorDash in Indiana, it's like 50%.
What the
Or 33%. It's 33%.
How the fuck are you guys living like that?
You guys need to learn about cash.
I've
businesses.
actually thought about.
Moving out?
Yeah, I've actually thought about leaving the country just for the taxes.
But where? The only
I'm
place where you don't pay
thinking
taxes is
Germany. I
Dubai.
also thought of the Canary Islands.
Oh, nice. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Listen, if
Yeah.
you want to avoid taxes, really, Dubai is your place. Dubai is where you don't pay taxes at all.
How the hell does the city get built then?
They have.
You know there
insane
are
amount of oil,
tax-free
bro.
nations, right? That have like other
Oil
ways
and gold.
to make money.
So the government owns the oil and gold?
Everyone does. Every spot in Dubai has oil. That's why America is so obsessed with it. I mean, they're having great business with them, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, if the
So is
government
we.
has like a nationalized oil reserve, like you make tons of money off that, you can build whatever you want with it.
Tons.
Yeah, I was just
bro,
wondering how they
like,
made money if they
it's
didn't use
10
taxes.
figures in a month.
I was also gonna say, you do know that in Bahamas there's no income tax, right?
So we go to the Bahamas, all of us together, and release some games? And go hang out?
No, mainly they have like a sales tax that's rather low, and also you can like, if you're rich, you can like buy a house there and invest it, and you can like move there.
This all sounds like W's. You're just saying
Sorry?
good things. You're saying more and more good things about the Bahamas. What's bad about the
So-
Bahamas?
I think you have to pay like for like your citizenship or like visa like periodically. I don't know. There's like all these like tax haven places like they do require like a
There's
certain
there's
level.
some sort of fee if you want to move there, but like
Yeah. So it's like
Once
yeah,
you- once you
everyone
live there,
knows
so-
about the Cayman Islands and stuff like
there's
that.
no,
but
no income tax and no corporate tax, as far as I know.
But like, good luck. You probably have to set up like at least one shell company to like operate out of the Cayman Islands, and it's like kind of need to, I don't know, be business savvy to utilize that fully. But people do it.
Yeah. I wasn't talking about Cayman Islands, I was talking about Canary Islands.
No, I know, but you mentioned the Bahamas, like
Yeah,
where
yeah.
someone did, which is like
Yeah.
a similar situation.
But the reason I'm thinking of
know.
either Germany or the Canary Islands is because I live in Sweden, which means I'm an EU citizen, which means I can just move there.
Max, I have a question for you.
Okay?
How often do you see Muslim people in Sweden?
We have to talk about this.
How many books?
no,
How many
it's
book
fine,
burnings do you guys have in Sweden? I'm just curious.
A what?
How many what?
How many book burnings do you guys have in Sweden? I'm just curious. And like, what kind of books do you guys usually burn?
What?
You don't look at the news in Sweden.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But like, depending on the area, I will like. I'll even though like, when I'm on the tram, I like see a bunch of Muslims with black beard and like white skirts on the tram in the middle
okay.
of my city, and I see it like every day. So it's actually gotten pretty bad here.
So where are you located in Sweden?
Gothenburg.
Ah, Göteborg.
City.
It's actually
I'm
gotten
just
pretty
asking
bad here.
because I'm
not
from the
gonna
Middle
lie.
East and we heard what's going on in Europe.
I had no problem with them coming here, but at least integrate FFS.
As a Middle Eastern bro, we do have a problem with them going there because when we visit there, they're just shitting on like our picture, how everyone looks at it.
Yeah.
Pretty much. You're a Christian, I'm guessing, right?
No.
Most Swedish people are like
I
atheists.
returned.
I'm an
Tarkos.
atheist. Say.
Versailles or whoever was speaking about getting. Was it Versailles who was speaking about getting over 200k?
Yeah.
Actually, I know a guy that works for a publishing company, and I assume my game interested him. And I was talking with him the other day, you know, just casually through an acquaintance that we go. And I told him about my game. A few days later, he told me basically that he talked with his boss. He'd like to talk with me. So I assume he probably wants, or he and his boss probably are going to give me some kind of an offer. Are there any tips you can give me for sales?
I haven't walked that part of the journey yet, so I can't comfortably give you like. I'm just gearing up to that part, and I kind of know like what like some things are to expect, but I can't like give you pointed advice.
If you're gonna sell any product, I have one tip for you. Put yourself in the customer's shoes.
Yeah, it's still unrelated, but it's not bad advice.
It's a bit. Here's the only advice I can give you right now, which is like just general common sense, is like any offer that you sign that like gives over like any percentage of rev share or like rights, like get a fucking lawyer first. Like do not sign up to any kind of like money or like deal without like fully understanding and make sure that you're not getting fucked.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about, because you know, trust no one.
Yeah. I've actually had someone try to arrange a deal with me before who was not a publisher, but he wanted to hook me up with like a publisher like connection. He's like, if I put this deal together, blah blah, I get like a percent. And I'm like, well, that percent's fucking crazy high. I said more slightly than that. And then like he came to me with another rework of the deal later, and it was even worse. And I'm like, I don't like. This was not an invitation to add more percents, by the way. Like, please stop working on this deal. Like, I
bro cooked twice. Oh my god.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, the classic, never take the first offer, and then he just makes it even.
But he wasn't even a publisher. He just wanted to be a third-party guy, and I ran his legal agreement through like ChatGPT, and I was like, can you point out all the weak spots and bullshit about this? And ChatGPT was like, certainly. Like, here's some red flags. I'm like, okay, this is going in the email.
Flags. Oh man.
It was kind of funny pointing out every part of the deal that was just like bullshit, and then trying to be polite, being like, well, this is like extremely one-sided. This like rev share like portion is kind of bullshit. Like a lot of language worded in a specific way, being like, this party may help you in this way. They may do this, but they're entitled to like 5% like lifetime revenue. I'm like, yeah, go fuck yourself.
I know that a friend of mine who's working on a game, I'm not gonna tell you which game because you know it's kind of private, but basically he got a deal. He didn't accept the deal, but he got an offer for $50,000 in funding, and he'd have to give back 25% of revenue. He declined it, right?
It's not a bad deal though. Huh.
Yeah, I would have taken that. I would have taken.
It depends how big. Is it for a game?
It's for a game.
Yeah, like 50K.
But he didn't need it. But to be fair, he probably made a good choice
back.
by not taking it, because his game is literally like, it's coming out in a while. It's trending. He's got tens of thousands of wish lists. He doesn't need it. It would change it.
Yeah, you don't need it. The thing is, like, anyone who brings these deals to you is like, do you need 50K from a publisher like that badly? Like, you can go to a bank. You can go to a fucking bank if you need a loan, too.
Well, that's not really a loan. That's funding, right? It's not loan. You don't have to pay back. You're selling them a share of your game for that amount of money, right? It's some form of a guarantee which you're getting, so you can invest it into the game. You know, you can give yourself a salary of that. It's perfectly fine. You're doing work on the game, right?
Yeah, there's different costs associated with different models, but it's like
what I'm saying is there's a certain level of guarantee which you don't have before you release the game, right? That's not what a loan is. A loan, you have to pay it back, and you're gonna have to pay a bit more due to interest.
Yeah, but usually their terms are like, if they think that they're gonna make money on it, like their plan is to make more money than you would from a standard loan.
However, here's the thing. When it comes to something like that, it can actually end up being good for you and good for them, because if you have, I don't know, 50,000 in funding, you can make a game that would make, just example amount, it would make $10 million instead of $1 million. Okay, you make a game without funding, it's not going to be that good, it'll only make $1 million, you're going to get $1 million from it, minus Steam cut and taxes, right? Now, with the 50K funding, you're gonna make the game a lot bigger and better. You'll make $10 million off of it. You retain 75% from it. That's $7.5 million. That's much better than $1 million, right? So you can end up being a win-win for both of y'all. That's what I'm saying.
I understand the premise, but they're not usually that like exponential, like 50K.
That's example.
Yeah, I know it's an example, but the numbers do matter because like 50K is like a mid-level developer for like a year. Like it might not even be you, it might be subcontractors. So it's like if you are going to use that 50K and it makes your game 10 times better because you're comparing $1 million in sales to 10 million, then it's like, wow, you're a wizard. You turned like 50K investment into like 10 million. I'm not sure what the fuck you would spend that on to make that happen, but that's insane.
If I had 50K, most of it would end up becoming my salary. I got bills to pay, alright? I'm not doing financially too well.
Hookers, strippers, cocaine, blow. Las Vegas.
Less stress for me. I can focus better and do a lot of more work. I'll take longer with the game until I release it than I would without the funding. Some of it would go into Fab assets. I just buy some stuff on Fab to put in the game as well. Some of it would go to marketing and advertisement. And yeah, I could definitely like.
Well, that goes pretty quick, right? It's like if it's going to your salary.
I spent recently. It depends on how big of a salary you give yourself, but.
No, I'm saying, but like it goes quickly once it becomes not just your salary. Like, oh, this is also my marketing spend. Oh, this is like.
Well, you know, you don't have to spend too much. You can spend just a few thousand on marketing, and that can do something. A friend of mine, I know on Discord, he spent like a few bucks. I think he spent like 20 or 30 bucks, which got him 90 new wish lists. He did it like an experiment, basically. Bought some ads on Reddit for his game, got him a few, you know, wish lists.
Yeah, I want to try doing that soon. I have to like develop a strategy. I've been trying to do as much marketing as I can without spending anything yet, because I'm not ready. But I've been trying to make like some content, and it was very interesting to see what.
I recently spent $357 on Fab during the sale for this project. I want to make like a small game that appeals to a very specific trend, and I see a potential to make anywhere between 15 to 100,000 from it, possibly more. What?
I said fuck Hans Zimmer.
What did he do to you?
Nothing. He's just a genius.
Oh. Okay.
Fair enough.
Fuck.
Yeah, I want to mess with Reddit ads soon. That's like its own thing, though. You gotta learn how to like get good click-through rates and like put it in like good communities. It's like its own expertise.
Grim Knights in the Garden. That's your game.
That's my game.
So. Huh. Stylized. How many wish lists do you have?
I have about 3,600, 3,700.
Wow, impressive. What was your strategy?
I've been trying to like learn it because I didn't have a strategy. I've never done it before, so I just started posting on Reddit, and I made all my socials and
Wait,
like.
post on Reddit? I have a question because I did post my game on Reddit. 0 upvotes. Nobody freaking noticed it. How? How do you like even post your game on Reddit so that someone notices it? That's something.
Let me finish, because Reddit actually, I haven't. You can only be so many places at once. Like they tell you to post everywhere, and you should. But I made accounts for like all social media, and like kept posting on all of them, and I couldn't work on my game at all because it's just so much to like handle. So like I started posting everywhere, and the places that started to get like a little bit of like response or like success, I just focused on those more. So like I have like nothing on my YouTube, not very much on my Instagram because like I just hate doing them because no attention. But like 3 platforms are doing okay, and like TikTok has been my best. So I make content for TikTok mostly.
Right.
Like, and it's just kind of, it's 2 things. So like if your game's not getting any attention, it could be a bunch of factors, but it's gonna come down to
I
like
already
2
know
things.
why mine is not getting.
It's either not good enough or the way you're posting it is not good enough. Like you gotta
with my
frame
case,
it in a way.
It's a bit complicated. At first, I started off with the intention to make a backrooms game, which I strayed from. Eventually, the idea is not bad. The beta testers liked it and everything, but the game idea has evolved so much that it's pretty much become its own genre that doesn't have a community. The community that I would target specifically doesn't exist yet, basically. So it's
You're a time
super
traveler,
hard
bro.
to market. I'm a bit ahead of my time. I call it liminal punk. It's a combination of like old computer style of technology that looks like old computers and liminal spaces because it fits, you know.
Yeah, it's cool. But you gotta lean into what makes you different, while also like marketing is a really annoying double-edged sword because
Yes.
so much of it is like a lot of counterintuitive stuff. Like, yes, you want to like provide people with things that like they already know and like kind of have some idea they like. That's why it's called a market. Like you have demographics,
Yeah,
and like
but then there's
demographics
then
are
there's,
adjacent,
like-
right? They're like, oh, do you like backrooms? Like then you'll probably like this, but like they've never heard of your game before. And then also,
Exactly.
the more knowable you are, the more in competition you are.
I
right?
believe my game because it's a freaking huge, endless, procedurally generated liminal space sandbox exploration everything kind of game. It's huge. It's huge. Been working on it for like 4 years now, and I believe this is something I need to give. After I release the demo, I need to give it somewhat less attention, because this is something that needs a lot of, I believe, a lot of time to grow. It's like planting a seed, because this game, I would say it's comparable with Minecraft and Subnautica when it comes to the game
I love
loop,
what you
because
just said.
you have
Subnautica, bro.
game loop, yes, somewhat similar to Subnautica with the resource gathering and the sandbox parts and stuff.
See, that's literally like that's marketing, right? Like you have
but
something it's similar to, so like you would
It's
probably.
not similar to Subnautica. No, it's the game itself is nothing, not even close. There's no sea, there's no aliens, there's just
like the idea
robots
of
and
it?
liminal spaces. It's not game loop. I said game loop.
Oh, okay. It's just game loop. Okay.
You know
Okay,
what
but
game loop
if
means?
the game loop
Yeah.
is similar, then like maybe it will attract the type of player that plays Subnautica. So you
Okay,
would
I will
probably
explain
you
myself.
would do a test ad in like these different subreddits. Because
I
if yours-
highly believe I should not specifically be trying to target the Subnautica audience. I'll explain. You gather resources, and from those resources, you build a base. You build this. You build this. There's different like 3D printers and whatnot, and the way through which you follow the story is what's makes it similar to Subnautica. You have this sandbox, you have all the freedom, but at the same time there's a linear story, and you kind of follow it,
Oh,
but
those
at the
games
same
are the
time
best.
you're not locked into it. You follow it, but at the same time you don't lose any of your freedom. And then there's the game loop part, which I compare with Minecraft because the map is seemingly endless and procedurally generated. And there's a pretty big exploration aspect. If Minecraft does something successfully, it basically makes you want to prepare for expeditions. You prepare things, you prepare these expeditions on your own. The game doesn't force you to do it, right? And that's something I've never really experienced in any other game, and I have successfully captured that within my own game. I got all kinds
Right.
of tools you use for exploration, like Pathfinder, vehicles. You have to manage your fuel and stuff. It's a huge game,
Well, it's
So-
just your job to find the games that are most like yours, and then try to like encroach on their market share. That's kind of how it works.
But that's the thing. There's no game I would really like put in comparison with mine. So I believe
Well,
this is gonna.
you're gonna make it harder for yourself. Then you gotta
No,
find
it
something that's
is hard.
close
It
enough.
is hard for me. Trust me, I've given it its time. I don't believe there's a game that's considerably similar to mine in its content.
Well, it's either truly unique, in which case, good luck. It can be really good or really bad, or it is similar enough to
Double-edged sword.
something.
It's similar in game loops, but that doesn't mean the content is similar. You need the content to be similar in order to market it. It's marketing is more about the content than the game loop. You're not gonna market a medieval game to Subnautica fans just because it's a sandbox.
I mean, if you're crazy, then
Yeah, if you're crazy and you don't care if your game's gonna be successful, then sure, you would do that.